children. For today's lesson, we are learning how to find a quarter of a shape. We're investigating quarters. Now, quarter means 4 equal parts. And finding 1 quarter means we have to fold or cut something into 4 equal parts and then find one of them. Very tricky, but we can do it. So I'm going to fold this little square into 4 equal parts, and then I'm going to fold this one in a different way. So here's an example. So I've got to practice my folding skills. To make it into 4 equal parts, first I'm going to fold it in half. So I've got to make sure that these corners here are joined. Or not joined, but touching. So there, I've got half. And now I'm going to go again, but half the other way. And you'll see what I mean by quarters in a minute. Because I've made the corners touch each time, you will see that I have cut or folded my shape into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. And then I can color in one of them. And that will give me 1 quarter. You will do a much better job of coloring than me, won't you? That's 1 quarter. What about if I do it in a different way? So here's a new piece. I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half. This piece again. You'll see. Ooh, got to be careful. This one's trickier because they like to slippy slide. So fold and fold again. And then I open it back up. And if you look here, you'll see there are 4 equal parts. Equal means each one is the same. And then I can color in one of them to find 1 quarter. But you will do a much better job than me of coloring these in, I'm sure. So here we have a square, and I've found quarters in 2 different ways. Your job today is to use Play-Doh, is to use food, maybe a sandwich. Make yourself a sandwich and cut it into quarters. Fold some paper into quarters. Fold some paper and then cut it into quarters. Oh, my scissors have gone. Maybe you can make something out of some toys at home and separate it into quarters. I want you to explore quarters. There are some materials down below in the slides, but you do not have to use them. You can use your own materials at home. It would be awesome if you could get into the kitchen and make some cookies or make some cupcakes or pizza and cut things into quarters. Don't forget, you can always use your amazing Play-Doh from last week that Mrs. McDougall helped you make. So enjoy investigating quarters. Now here we are going to try and find a quarter of a shape. We're going to do that first by folding the shape. I'm going to start with the rectangle this time. I know it's a rectangle because 2 of the sides are long and 2 of the sides are short. Now I'm going to use those skills of folding in half for my first step to find a quarter, which is 4 equal parts. I'm going to fold the paper in half and line up those edges. Just there, the sides, the corners. Good, and press down. Now you can see I have 2 equal halves. But I need to find a quarter, which means I need to half it 1 more time. So I get 4 equal parts. To do that, I could fold it this way, or I could fold it this way. I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to fold it again and make sure those bits line up. Squish it down nice and tight, and then open it back up, and you'll see that there are 4 parts. Oops, I'll put some numbers on it. 1, 2, 3, and oops, 4. If I colored this one in, that is 1/4. So 1 out of 4 equal parts. Could you give that a go? Now I'm going to try and cut a shape into quarters. I've got my shape from earlier where I folded it up into 4 equal parts. Easy way is you could just use the shapes you've already made and then cut along the lines. So there is 1/4. There is 2/4. And here, oops, there we go, is 3 4/4. Could you give it a go with any other shapes that you have made at home? Now in this activity, I'm going to color in a quarter of a shape. A quarter is 1 out of 4 pieces. So as you can see for this circle, I've cut it into quarters. And then I'm just going to color in 1/4. Now the other shapes don't have the lines yet, so I'm going to have to make them. I need a ruler. I'm going to use my Kindle and chop a shape first in half. Let's do the rectangle. So about there, I think. Yep, that works. And then half again, but I'm going to do it this way this time. Maybe about there. You can see that I'm not entirely sure, and that's part of the learning. That looks about right. Now, I'm just going to color in 1/4. Only 1 of the 4 equal parts. Whoopsie. Trying to stay within the lines. There we go. Now there is a shape on this piece of paper, or this whiteboard, that cannot be split into quarters equally. I wonder if you can investigate which shape that is. It's a nice little challenge.